Well, that didn't work. Whatever. All right, let's go over here. So refresh. Pause the video. I got back over here. Pull that over there. All right. Hey, what's up, David? All right, let's refresh this one real quick. I got to get everything loaded up real quick. I was looking at some orders. What's up, Nick? Hope you're doing well. So, pause this one real quick. What's up, Conic? What's up? What is it? Practical Camper. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. I am currently trying to get everything loaded up so I can see all you guys' comments, and then we'll get building. So you guys some interesting things, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you guys like it. Maybe you don't. I don't. Hey, what's up, High Stepper? Man, you quick. All right. So we've got to get this thing prepped. I got a couple things to do. I have. I don't know if it's really a story I should tell you guys, but man, I got a company that costed me a lot of money. I'll show you guys. Might as well. Who cares? They don't hurt my feelings. Mine's. You live, you learn. This is what happens when you deal with a new shop. There's always something that's going to fail. So be very, very careful when you're dealing with new people, because you can get in a pickle. So I dealt with a machine shop, and I got a bunch of Teflon. One, they got my Teflon dirty, which is not the end of the world. I can always clean it up. Two, they cut some holes and chamfered some ends for me, right? So, hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate all your help, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. I think this is right. You guys can see good. What's up, Gitlow? But the problem is, whenever I got them to do this, I did not check with them. I did tell them, actually. I did tell them. Excuse me. But I did not double check and make sure they wrote it down. I told them what size I needed the center hole to be. And unfortunately, for a literal crap ton of connectors, like we're talking, oh gosh, I don't know, probably about, I'd have to do some math to really figure it out, but probably about $1,000 in Teflon. So, got all these pucks set up, and I thought the instructions were pretty simple. I said, cut the hole in the center no bigger than 11/32, and cut the size of the pucks to about 1/2 inch, and the big pucks, cut them to about 3/4 inch. And then just chamfer the ends. Pretty simple concept, huh? Unfortunately, every single center hole that I've got is, what we say? I say right now, every single center hole is a 5/16 hole. So, yeah, that happened. So about, luckily for me, I can adapt and stuff like that, but about, I would say $250 worth of this Teflon is ruined at this point. So that was unfortunate. So what did I do? I just bought some more Teflon. So you gotta eat it sometimes. It just happens. So what I should have did is I should have been patient. I should have told them, hey, I've got a short run. I just want you to do a couple of these and make sure they're right, so on and so forth. But I mean, it's do a hole in the middle, chamfer the ends, cut them to certain pucks. That's it. Just cut it to 1/2 inch size and cut a hole in the center and make sure the hole in the center is not bigger than 11/32. Whatever. So now I've got a couple $100 in Teflon over here I can't really use. I will use it. I'll find a use for it. But yeah, that's fun. It could have been a lot worse. They could have cut the hole way too large, and I could have ruined the entire batch, and I could have had over $1,000 lost in material. But it's only a couple $100. I've lost more than a couple $100 in other situations, so be it. It is what it is. So, yeah. That is my bad news for the day. Also, unfortunately, they're a bit dirty in their shop. Not that any machine shop ever should be like super clean or nothing. But I'm not going to be able to use these as is. I'll have to clean these up. But you can see what would have been a really cool little picture to show you guys and let you guys see what's going on. It would have been pretty neat to be able to show you guys all this stuff all done up right. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So I will use these for my UHF connectors. I'll have a bunch of these ready. I'll use even my large ones for my UHF, and it is what it is. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, I would say whatever, 40 or something UHF split feeds that I can do. But when it comes to my DIN and my 7/8 EIAs, I'm going to have to build my own and start over. So, it is what it is. What's up, Get Low? What's up, Michael? What's up, Landon? Hope you guys are doing well. 274, man. Hope you're doing well, man, too. I'm just wiping this stuff down just so I don't have to deal with it. See, there's a little bit of trash on these things new. So we're going to be working on a split feed today. So that's why all this Teflon just came out real quick. And then also I'm going to do a little bit of something. Let's see if I've got it real quick. I'm going to get a small box. Maybe this is not too small. We'll see in a moment. And we'll start trying to organize our small pucks into stacks real quick. Sweet, worked out great. So that's enough on that. Let's make another stack real quick. Looks like little lifesavers. They are, now I can assure you they're not, but that's what it looks like to me at least. I will have a bunch of split feeds ready for some UHF connectors for sure. I'll have a boatload of them boogers ready. So I'm going to try to make this zero loss with the way I'm doing this. So it'll be probably over a year before I get rid of all those, because UHF is not really a split feed I build a lot of. I build a lot of DIN split feeds, but UHF is just not one of them. But hey, you roll with it however you're giving it, you deal with it, and go from there. All right, so a couple of these, throw them in here. A couple of big ones. Hey, I can use that one. Nice. Oh, it's free. All right, so this is a lot of material that I'm going to try to reuse at some point. Not really a lot of material, but whatever. So we'll be playing with that stuff here in a little while. But not today. Today we're going to use the leftovers that we've got of this other stuff. So try to see if we can close this booger up. All my Teflon is in one little box for my UHF stuff. All right. I've actually got one I can use right here. I had this one prepped from before. I can clean it up and that'll be fine. All right, but I lied to you guys on the video because I wasn't able to edit. Thank you, Get Low. Appreciate you, man. I wasn't able to edit my my live listing, so I'm going to be working on split feeds today. What's up, Fuji? Waving a hand, man. I don't know why it's not giving me Facebook feeds on that one. That's cool. That's nice to know, at least. All right, so let's put all these over here. I got to get another box real quick for the other. We'll be using that one or this one or the other. Most likely this one. Let me throw this stuff in the cabinet real quick. One of these days, I'm going to get my whole shop cleaned up where I can actually walk in here. And it won't be so bad to go back and forth. So we're pulling a sticker off this junk real quick so I don't have to deal with it later. Who's all making it to Gulfport? If you guys are going to be making it, let me know. I'm kind of curious. We got some guys out of Cali coming out, and some other, of course, several other guys that's keying. It's going to be probably a pretty good event. It's always a pretty good event. All right, I apologize. I don't try to do shipping stuff whenever I'm on live, doing it on a live video because it takes freaking forever to do anything, and that's part of the reason why you have to debadge every box before you go to ship them out, or else they will give you crap about it. So I'll do this right here. This is for my 1 5/8". I'll have several of those, so that'll be fine. That definitely did save me some time for my 1 5/8 split feeds. Then this will be for I'll probably use these for some 1 5/8 too, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, they'll work for 1 5/8, so I might use them on 1 5/8 also. All right, these two can go over there. Now I'm going to put all these in here for now, just temporarily, because I don't have another place to put them. I'll put them in. Holy crap, that thing's heavy now. Put them up. So I've got a cabinet where I keep all my Teflon over here. Sorry, I'm yelling on you guys' ears over here on Facebook and stuff. I'm talking to TikTok again. This is not meant to dog guys on TikTok at all. But I still have yet to figure out why I keep getting banned off of that thing. I'm live on TikTok right now. I'm not banned at all as far as like not able to go live. But it did something to me. It keeps kicking me off of what's called an RTMP stream. And it's driving me nuts. I cannot figure it out. All right, so what is this, a velocity factor? Why is this over here? This is just mine. Put that over there. Got a random piece of RG400. I gotta figure out where it needs to go. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. I've determined at this point in time it's probably just best for customers just to be able to drill out their holes, because there's a good chance that all of them's going to be 1/4 inch, and if they're bigger, all they got to do is drill it out slightly larger, up to 3/8 or 5/16. So I think that's what I'm going to do on all of them. It just saves me a lot of hassle. Oh, goodness. So, let's zoom in real quick for you guys on Facebook land. I think it'll be fine. And I think it wouldn't hurt to zoom in on TikTok. So let's do it. Boy, go away. Figure this booger out in a minute. All right. That should be, let me zoom out a little bit. That's a little too much, I think. I think you guys need to be able to see what's going on. Must have been the 100,000 likes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, appreciate the 100,000 likes. So that was, you guys did awesome. I didn't even get to say thank you for that. Dang, I didn't, man. Well, I did say thank you during the live, but I did not be able to, I should have screenshotted it or something. Then I could have said thank you, but man, I don't even have the analytics for it. I need to go back to the analytics and see if maybe it'll let me do that again, and I'll try to screenshot it. What's up, Birani? I don't know how you say your name, but let's see what he has to say. Right click. No, click it. Click the message. How does it let me? It won't let me translate. So we'll translate it over here. Translate. And translate. This is split feed. There's also bird meters. Translate again. Good day. Hope you're doing well. These are watt meters. So they read power for these devices. Also read power for these devices. So it's just a reading device. It reads the output. But what we're working on right now is a split feed. That's going to be a connector for the end of a coax. If you look at the end of this coax right here, we've got a 7/8 EIA on the end of this cable. You guys can see it right there. That's what it looks like. That is a bolt-on coax connector. So it is not a screw-on coax connector, it's bolt-on. So that's what this customer is currently going to be working with. I'm going to try to play this video because otherwise I will not be able to see what's going on with my stuff. Let's change the quality to the lowest possible quality. And maybe it won't kill my stuff. All right, thanks for the follow, Turbina. Appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and flatten these out. 1, 2 over here. Cut it in the middle somewhere and make it shorter. I've got one of these already cut, so let me grab it real quick and I'll use it as a guide. That's what I get for putting stuff up away. One of these days I might just put an insert in these, but not for now. All right, 1 and 2 like this, right? So from here, and you see how long this is going to be. I want to make it shorter than that. So let's go ahead and hammer this one on real quick. So all I'm doing is hitting this thing with a hammer. So I don't think I should have to move the camera for that. I don't think you guys will be super irritated at me for a few seconds. So we'll see how this goes. Just like that. So now we'll see how short we want to make it. Something like this. I think right here is good. So we'll cut all this extra off. Chop, chop. Snag my scissors. Over here. 73, Paluche. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's a little bit more heavy duty than the other stuff. Sanchez, hello, hello. BR549, North Carolina, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. So we're flattening out these real quick. What's up, Mud from Tennessee? Waving a hand. Tony Lloyd, hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you. Just the video I was asking about. Oh, a split feed? Cool. I'm glad you're getting what you wanted to see. I started split feeds a while back. Had an associate of mine, just somebody else who works in the field, he grabbed a certain type of connector, and it was very similar to what a split feed is. And he used it as the termination for his wire, and I was like, I like that. That's pretty good. Why can't I do that on every single wire? And I did. So that's how it worked out. I just went ahead and did it and started doing it. I figured out, put my nose to the grindstone, figured out the methodology and the ways that I was going to be able to make it work, and went ahead and built all the different ones. I built a UHF one. I built the longest one it took me was a copy in the UK. It's 6:49 in the morning. Hello, hello. It is 11:50 a.m. here, or p.m. here. Excuse me. It's already tomorrow over there. It'll be tomorrow soon enough over here. Thanks for the share, Paluche. No condition. Yeah, I know. Everything faded out. There we go. So now, let's get to work. Luckily, these don't take quite as long as some of my other connectors. If these pucks were done, I would be so much happier right now. But it's okay. It is what it is. I will. I might give them another shot. Another shot. You guys think I should give that machine shot another shot? Almost costed me $1,000. Luckily, I found a way to make them useful. But I don't know. They realistically, it's about $200-300, probably $400 that they cost me until I can finally recoup my money. And maybe I would say about a year or so, something like that. I've sold about probably 4 UHF split feeds in the past 6 months or so. So it'll probably be more than a year, actually. I might get 8 of them sold this year. So I got about a 3-year supply, unless people start really wanting the UHF split feeds, which there's a real purpose for them. If you start upgrading your gamma and stuff, you would need them. But I'm not going to sit there and try to get a bunch of people to buy them. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you, Juliana. Sterling silver soldered to copper. This is actually a tin coated copper soldered to, it's going to be soldered to copper here in just a moment. With this is 6040 lead. You can use silver based solder, but this is actually a very good electrical connection is what we're going to be doing right here. So I'm going to look real quick at the camera angle. I think it's pretty bad on Facebook and stuff, so I'll move that up. You guys can see pretty good on TikTok. We're in a good spot. Not too bad. So this is a termination for a split feed. I'm going to do something. I don't know if I want to do this or not. I'm signing up for more work for myself, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's just go for it. So I normally would do this, but I'm going to do something a little bit different, just because I think it's maybe the better solution of the two. I'm going to see how it wicks. It's very important that it wicks to where I need it to wick. I need it to go down as far as possible. So we'll rotate this. We'll get a drill bit on this booger here in just a second. You guys got questions, or if you're curious about what I'm building, feel free to ask. It does not hurt my feelings at all. This is for RF circuits. I am D-Win's RF supply, so I am an RF company. So I will be doing all sorts of stuff with RF equipment. All right, so check it out. Hole first. Let's do a couple more. So this is going to be a wicking method that we're going to be using. I was going to use a soldering method, but I'm going to be using a wicking method for the solder on this one. Allow it to wick in place. Now I have a little bitty blower to knock all these copper shavings out my way. If you ever do get one, I think you can get them at Walmart or something like that. It's just a little mini vacuum. I have a bigger blower if I need something to do move more air. But that's pretty cool for like small little knickknacks on a desk. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. So now the goal here is to set up some sort of vertical base setup. I don't know if I want to do it. Yeah, I want to do it like this, I suppose. Doesn't really matter how much heat I put on this vise, so I'm going to do it this way. Let's see if I can get it held in place by something. I don't really care. It doesn't have to be special. I just need something with some weight on it that's not going to have to worry about being hot. What do we got? I could use that, but that's just a lot of money and material. Let's not do that. All right, let's just set this U-bolt here. This U-bolt's not going to get hurt by that, and it'll be just fine like that. Should be no problem. So now, get our torch going. Let me get this thing focused on the camera angle real quick. Sorry, I'm solder I use is Kester. I like Kester a lot. It does a great job. Waving a hand, Florin, K5YNU. Hello, hello. Big John firing all off cylinders today. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my shop, I bought a property that's got a shop adjacent to it, so it worked out really good for my shop. So that's why I'm able to do these lives so long for you guys without having to cut out crazy early. And I don't mean crazy early, just without having to cut out randomly. So it works out really, really well for what I do. I think overall shop space that I have completely available, which not all of it is currently in use, but I have around 4,000 square foot that I can use. So it's pretty important to get this to wick properly. I'll have to do a test on this in just a little bit. I'm going to try smaller real quick and see if it works better for my specific purposes. You guys got questions, y'all feel free to ask. If you want to know what a split feed is, if you want to know what coax is, if you don't want to know what applications this stuff is used for, let me know. You got a cell phone, you've dealt with RF before. If you've got a Wi-Fi network at your house, you've dealt with RF before. So chances are you're working with something familiar that you didn't know was familiar. All right, so now from here we need to cool it off. Doesn't matter how we cool it off, just get it where I'm not gonna burn myself. We're cooking on the griddle over here. Take my little U-clamp off, flip this connection around, put it over here. Now that's gonna make all this water on here, it's gonna make this significantly harder to solder to, just because there's a lot of like thermal mass here, and then the water will absorb a lot of that heat. So just to speed up the process, get some of that water out of the way. So the same concepts to solder to metal would be the same concepts to braze to jewelry and things like that. So the goal is to put heat on the actual source itself, and you want to solder to the actual source also. So the goal is, like if you had an iron or something like that, you're not going to stick the solder to the iron. You're going to actually try to get solder going to the source. So we're heating this connection up, getting it nice and warm, to the point where solder will wick in. There's water up underneath this connection, so I'm currently just boiling the water until this gets nice and hot. I'm going to let it get a little bit hotter than what I did before. All right. Next. Can you explain the split feed and dumb it down way down for me? Yes. So I think I might have a gamma rod over here. So let me grab one here in just a minute, and I'll try to explain the concept so you can understand it. But I will explain it before I have it over here. So just to kind of explain to the guys who don't know. Let's say you got a Mako V5000, a Mako V58. Say you got a off-the-shelf N-type Yagi for 2 meter, whatever. Doesn't matter what frequency, doesn't matter what operation you got. What happens is different manufacturers build certain ways. All right. So, let's show you a what's called a gamma match. There's a gamma match, a beta match, and a direct feed, or a gamma match, a hairpin, and a direct feed. There's multiple different names for a lot of these things, but there's the same basic concept. So this is a factory gamma for a Yagi for 10 meter or 11 meter, either one. They will be very, very similar to this. This is the same type of Yagi. I've got another Yagi for 2 meter. Let me go grab it real quick and show you guys how that works. You see the connector on the end of that? Oh! I'd be curious to measure this one, figure out what frequency this is for. I think this is around 100 meg, not 2 meter. But I'll show you guys anyway. So this is also a gamma. So if you look right here, there's a feed point connection right here. There's an insulator block right here. This is out of like a bakelite material. And then there's a grounding bar right here, another insulator right here. So this is an N-type connector. This over here is a UHF connector over here. So this is also insulated right here. So this is directly grounded, and this is insulated right here. And this also is insulated by this material right here. So that's how that's set up. So grounded, insulated, grounded. So this is basically an inductor and a capacitor put together. They call them a gamma. So it's the type of matching network. So if you wanted to increase power handling for a connection, you'd want to increase the dielectric spacing. So the spacing inside here and the spacing inside here on these connectors. So if you look, this washer is only, I don't know, 1/4 inch high or so. So very, very little spacing here. And then also the center insulator is only maybe a 1/4 inch spaced off from this connection. If you want to increase spacing to a larger spacing from this center conductor to this outer conductor right here, which is significantly more spacing, or from this center conductor all the way to this outer shield right here, you have to increase the spacing. So in order to do that, you'll put a bolted connection over here, put a very large insulator here, and then put a bolted connection here. So 2 different bolts on those connections, rather than relying on a certain type of connector. So there are some manufacturers out there that will build with connectors, but very few of them will use this connector. I don't think any of them do, actually, to be honest. There may be a few, but not too many. But that gives you an idea. That is the usage and the purpose for a direct feed. So if you want higher power handling or just better dielectric strength, you will get very poor dielectric strength on a lot of your connections the higher in elevation you go and the more and more humidity comes into play. So you can have failure on connectors just due to being in an environment that's bad. Say the reason the quad antenna exists is because up in the Andes Mountains they couldn't get a high-powered station to work with a Yagi, because just between the elements, the dielectric spacing would break down so bad because of the increase in altitude and the increase in moisture. They couldn't make it work without it arcing. It would just arc no matter what they did. So that's why the quad came about. All right, back to work. Things to do. So this is ready on both ends. I really need to cut one of these at some point, but I'm going to trust it for now. I don't believe I'll have any trouble out of this. But I'm trying to increase durability along with making sure I have good flexibility. So there is a chance for a small impedance bump right here, but I'm trying to make it strong for the individuals that build these things, because a lot of guys, they'll make a mistake and they'll jerk on this connection and it can fail, especially if I connect it right here. It makes it a really easy and weak failure point right there. Hi, thanks for the share, Dean. Appreciate you, man. All right. Thanks for sharing the live, guys. You guys are awesome. All right, so. Hey, Michael, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you, man. Deuce, waving a hand, man. I think I said hello to Deuce already. So, I've got to build a different puck since this hole is entirely too large, so you can see my complaint here. This is not going to be sealed from the weather, so it is not the proper connection. So what we're going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I think I'm just going to zoom you guys in. So thanks, Joe. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate you, man. So like I said, hopefully that helps you guys understand the split feeds better. So I'm going to turn over here to this bench. It's way over there. And we're going to zoom you guys in. Kill that right there. Up. We're just going to mainly be over here on the sander. I might move over to the let's go over here. Zoom. I'm going to be on the sander, and I might go over to the drill press here in just a little bit. So it's not like this is super special. The drill press is right behind that sander. So you won't see me on the drill press, but it is what it is. We're going to clean up one of the two of these real quick and get it ready to go. I got to cut that light on so you guys can see what's happening. I don't think this small little camera is going to stay focused on me that far away, but it might. It might continue to zoom in on me, maybe. Still got me? Looks like it. Maybe. I don't know. It looks like that little one might still have me. All right. So bear with me on the noise. Hopefully it's not too bad with these. Hopefully the noise canceling is pretty good on these things. If it's not, I apologize in advance. I'm not trying to blast your guys' ears out. Let me grab that blower. Made a mistake. There's a hose over here I got to get a hold of. Oh, come on. Literally worst case scenario. I'll get it in a minute. All right. So I figured out that I need to do this to be able to make this work. I need to vacuum all that junk up. All right, let's try this. Nice, that turned out great. That literally turned out so good. I have no complaints with that. Now, I am going to have a complaint here in just a few seconds because this is not going to work, unfortunately. So it's a little bit unfortunate for me. But it is what it is. I'm going to come measure and make sure, but I'm fairly confident this is not going to work. So, if you guys haven't figured out my mistake, I'll show you guys in just a moment. I am fairly confident that this... No, I can do it. Maybe. That's going to be super tight to be able to do that. All right, so there's a ridge that I've got to get over, so I've got to countersink a drill bit into this hole, and this is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try it anyway. So let's measure this, 21/64, and then of course 11/64. So do I got a 21/64 over there? I don't know. I think the camera's in a decent enough spot. I need to tell it to focus. I'm sorry. So let me see if it'll focus over there. Focus, camera, please. Oh, this is in my way right here. So I'm going to move you guys up just a little bit and over and back down and over that way. Just a smidge. Even though it doesn't put you in the best shot, it's the only way this camera is going to focus. Darn you. Get out my daggone way. All right. So tell it to focus on that that far corner over there. So this needs to move. What needs to happen? I'm gonna drop this I'm gonna drop this real quick. This is just a studio microphone. I'll deal with it later. For those of you guys that are trying to watch the live, I'm trying to make it good for you guys. This is difficult. Hard as. Did that work? No. If anybody knows how to make the daggum viewfinder stop blacking out on my stupid screen, I would be eternally grateful for you guys. You would be I would like you guys a lot. If you could show me how to. I'm on a camera right now, so every time I get close to the viewfinder, it blacks out the main screen. You guys, holy crap, that's such a dang TikTok. You guys are lucky. That view is so much better. I'm looking at the daggum camera view on Facebook, and I apologize in advance to you guys. I'll be done with this in just a minute, so give me a little bit, and I'll make this hole right. But holy crap, that's terrible. Six millimeters. 21/64, 11/64, and a couple drill bits later. So this is the correct size that I need. I'm pretty positive. I'll whine and complain if it's not. So just remember 6 mil. That's all I got to remember there. At least there's a balance. The guys on TikTok, they can't hear for crap. The guys on Facebook, they got all the hearing in the world, but the camera view sucks. So there is a trade-off, unfortunately. I will try to make sure that there's not one in the future, but I mean, that setup is way too big for me to be moving around. I cannot do that. It's not going to happen. So not bad, not bad. That was pretty close to centered. So we're good there. So now, here comes the hard part. We're going to drill a hole. And we're going to countersink this. So I don't know how this is going to work, but we don't try it anyway. All right, this is the hole that I need. Try not to go too deep. Plunge. Let's do a depth test. Dang it. We got 1 more millimeter to go. We'll try to make it happen. Here we go. Moment of truth. A little bit more. We're 0.2 millimeters away. We're literally 0.2 millimeters from where we need to be. All right, should be good. Should be a half a mil or just a hair over right now. So this should be what we need. I don't need none of this. I need that caliper. I'll cut that off later. All right, let's get the camera right and put you guys back in a good spot. We should be pretty close to completion on that one. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Camera angle. That's good. Now, that was really good. That took skill right there. Skills that kills. All right. Let's put this away. I don't need that drill bit no more. I need my screwdriver bit. Joe, thanks for the follow, Billy. Appreciate you. Abraham, hello, hello. 104, waving a hand. Appreciate you, man. Deuce already said hello to you. Okay, use 1-inch strap and went shield to one side and strap the other center conductor to the other side. Split driven element. There's nothing wrong with building a traditional split feed. So you can take a, say, random coax. I don't care what it is. Do I got anything split out already? Okay, say I got a piece of 393 right here, right? And I got center conductor and I got split feed, and I'm going to split this thing out just like this. Piece of 393. Oh, excuse me, let me move this down here. So a piece of 393 cable right here, and I got a center conductor and a split. There's nothing wrong with splitting this connection, but the problem is where you split it right here at the top, that right there is where water wicks into that entire cable all the way down to the base. I am not a fan at all of doing a traditional split feed. I've done them. I've done hundreds. Let's just say that much. And no matter how good I do it, and this is not me being cocky, I've done a bunch of them, so I've had a chance to perfect my craft to some degree. No matter how good I try to do it, there's always a chance that it's going to fail. You're not going to be in a situation where everything's going to be perfect. There's always a chance for an air bubble. There's always a chance for something. Now, there is a chance for when you do a connection like this for it to fail too. But there's an O-ring seal, an O-ring seal, another O-ring seal, another O-ring seal, and another O-ring seal. There's 5 O-rings between you and something failing. So it's a lot more durable of a design. So I absolutely recommend a connector-based split feed rather than doing a traditional split feed. So I am looking for something. I think it's down here is what it is. Ouch, that's my finger. So I need my Allen set. I'm pretty sure I know which one this one is. I don't know for sure. I did know. That worked out great. Now, O-ring. Let's go ahead and make sure this thing's going to last as long as I can make it last. I'm having a heck of a time getting a new mobile antenna to tune. Lowest I can get it to tune is 2.03, but 65 ohms. I don't know what I need to do to get the tune. Is it too long? So the question for you is, do you see resonance anywhere else? So if you got an MFJ, do you got a radio, do you have a bird meter, do you have a DOSI? What kind of equipment do you have to do your testing with 104, so I can kind of work with it from there? All right. Seal is good. I don't know. I'll see if I like this or not. If I don't like this, I'm going to go a little bit bigger just because I can. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, but the thing is, I like the bigger puck. So I'm going to see if I got a bigger puck to work with. If I do, I might have to cut one, but I'm a little OCD. I can fit this on a 7/16 DIN split feed, and I don't care, so it's not going to hurt my feelings. But I'm positive I want to go ahead and go to a larger one. So let's see what I got over here. This one right here. Nah, let's just go ahead and cut it. Let's cut it. Oh, I'm not doing this. Put that back over there. Let me see if this puck's even bigger. It's 1 3/4. It's fine. Whatever. I don't have a bigger one. I'd want to go like a 2-inch just because I'm OCD and that just bugs the piss out of me. But I don't have any 2-inch, so I'm not going to change it. It's fine. I'll survive. It's not going to hurt anything, nor is it going to reduce the dielectric spacing. It's just one of those ego things. You want something to look bigger. I wanted to check and see if I had another one, but turd munch. Excuse me, forgive me, Lord. Let's not do that. But yeah, something else has prevented me. So let's do this. Let's get to work. So I've got to get something out of my toolbox down here. If you ever wanted to check the threads on something, the way you're going to do it is get one of these little thread testers right here. So you'll take this connection right here. The noise was making me mental. So I changed to my Terry 55, yeah. So I think it was M5 by 0.8. A104, excuse me, give me a second. I apologize. I didn't respond to you. All right, so this right here is an M5 by 0.8. That's that thread pattern it is. What's up, James? Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out over here. Give me just a second and let me grab some parts out of my toolbox. All right. Fancy. Unlock, pull it open, grab this side over here. So, I'll try to respond real quick. Give me a second to look. So, what do we have to say over here? What's up, Scott? I hope you're doing good over there, Grease Monkey. So, let me go over here. New antenna. Hang on. Questions here. Lowest SWR, was it too long? Rig expert. It goes down about 100 channels up. What kind of antennas? New antennas, ICA Fatboy Ripster. Had one tune done down to 1.1 because of antenna 393 was done to electrical length. I put my old antenna back in lines 1.01, 50 ohms with no adjustment. It just slides down going down the road and drives me, makes a noise. Okay. Why you changed to 55, 18 foot of 217U to antenna. Everything else in the truck's 213, 12 from radio to driver, 6 from driver to big box. The 18, 217 is not a velocity factor, but it's not the end of the world. You can make it tune out. Links to that. Old antennas, a 27 Predator 10K with Tech 9 rabbit ears on it to drop stinger lengths. Nothing wrong with that. Monkey, do you have a bandsaw? I do have a bandsaw, but it's not working right. All right, so 104, you need to sweep it. If you run a sweep and you see that signal drop out to a lowest point, chase the rabbit. You have enough shaft length in the antenna, so don't cut more than half the shaft length of the antenna. So measure how much shaft length you got. If you got, say, 6 inches of shaft length, go down 3 inches. Cut it in half, go down with it, go up with it, and see where it tunes out from there. That is one of your easiest methods to go about doing something. So rather than chasing a rabbit or anything like that, you want to make sure you don't have two lowest points. That's the first thing you don't want to see. You don't want to see it dip down twice. Let me get a washer. I want to get one of my brass washers real quick. I got one right here. That works for me. I'll take it. No, it's not the right one. All right, let me find my brass washers. There's a box I've got full of them sitting on my bench somewhere. Can you guys hear my crickets? They're trying to move in. You guys got questions, y'all feel free to ask. It does not hurt my feelings to answer you guys. I'll try to finish up with 104. And like I said, if you guys want to ask anything else, feel free. So what time is it? It's been 31 minutes. So that means in about 30 minutes more. What's up, Buckeye Grinder, I think? Waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. So we're going to add some heat, add some solder, and lock this connection in. So we'll go ahead and lock her down real quick. Where are you at? Hiding over here. Nope. So there is, move that. This is an 1 5/8 EIA flange. Excuse me, 1 5/8 line section, more than just a flange. Has a flange on the end of it though. And it's like how to use bandsaw and drill press. Does the drill press have a vise to hold small things? No, the drill press does not have a vise to hold small things. I have a small drill press he can get, like a Dremel drill press. What's up, West Texas #1? Hope you're doing number 01, I guess. Waving a hand, man. Apollo, what's up, man? Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and heat this up real quick and add some solder to it. So, doesn't have to be super special. Let's get our torch ready right over here. I have entirely too much solder out of the spool right now. Let me spool that back. That's just irritating the fool out of me. I don't care if it's crooked. It'll be fine with me. But that's just too much. I unspooled a lot of solder because I thought I was going to use a lot of solder. And I did not end up doing it. And now it's just got me looking like crap over here. We got to clean that up. Can't be doing all that mess. It's okay having a little bit of solder out, but not like 10 extra feet of it. There we go. Now I got a little bit. The comments above yours. Appreciate you, Fuji, waving a hand, man. Thank you, thank you. When you see it dip twice, what does that usually mean? That means you have common mode current. Whip is too long. I thought it went down on higher channels. It needs to be longer, not shorter. So it depends on what frequency you have going on right now. So I apologize for not reading well enough. Let me look and see. Let's read. Old antenna 1.01. Its stinger goes down the road, drives me nuts. Let me read again. It goes down about 100 channels up. So when you're up on the high end of the frequency, yes, your antenna needs to be longer. When you're on the low end of the frequency, your antenna needs to be shorter. Absolutely. Sorry, I didn't read close on what you said. So you still, same thing, same concept. If you're all the way down in the shaft, it's got 6 inches of play most of the time with a lot of these. If it's a 55R4 remake or R6, it's going to have at least this much in the shaft. So raise it up. Check it out. YO3AEP73 waving a hand from, what is that, France, I believe? Let me see if I can get that one right. I don't know. I'm going to have to get that right. That's not France. France is not yellow. It's Belgium. I'm going to open a new tab because I am very curious now. Firefox. Let's pull that up. Not France. Brazil? What? I'm insulted. It is me. I'm sorry. I am a very particular person when it comes to knowing like geography. I like to know my geography, but how did I mess that up? Oh man. No, Brazil is green and yellow. It's not Brazil. What are you talking about? Brazil's got the green and the yellow. No. It's Romania. Yeah, there you go. That is not Brazil. But yeah, Romania. So Romania. I'm going to look it up because I want to see it. Yep, Romanian flag. Thank you from Romania. Hope you're doing well over here. So, back to work. Sorry. France is F4ET. Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not looking at the call sign. I was looking at the flag he held up. So, just so you guys know, he may have another call sign from a different place, but I was just looking at the flag he had that he was sharing with us. So it's not me. It's very. I love how they do the call signs. How they break it down from country codes. You got regions, and you get country codes. Then you got basically what a lot of people don't know is your call sign. Unless you get a vanity call sign, your call sign is basically like a zip. Stupid. Freaking laugh. I didn't pass the puzzle.
Taking a quick pause from our regular...
Whatever. See if they come back. So there's a puzzle on TikTok, and let me see how many minutes am I in on here. 37 minutes. There's no way. It was the wrong timing. There's no daggone way that it's been an hour for this stupid puzzle. So I'm hopping in my own live, complaining about this puzzle. Man, that's so unfortunate. Where's my thing over here? Click this down here, click view profile, check out my own live, jump back in here. That is so unfortunate. I hate that stuff, man. All right. I raised it all the way to the lock screw, went from 3.7 to 2.3, but all the ohms went to 65. Don't worry about the impedance. Don't chase the impedance too much. What you're going to want to do, let me zoom in real quick so you guys can see more. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, we'll see if we get some of the same ones come back as they go. What's up, Ronnie? What's up, Menace? What's up, Robert? Emmons, Robbie, Bob. Hope you guys are doing well. We are currently working on a split feed for a connector. Let's zoom in a little bit more for you guys. Mr. Big, hello, hello. Zoom out just a smidge. That'll be fine. Wait. All right, I don't need that. All right. Sierra of Gulf Coast, waving a hand. Hope you guys are doing well. John, Paul, Kevin. Thank you guys for hanging out and checking out the live. We're working on a split feed for a 7/8 EIA flange. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's an RF connector. It's used commonly in broadcasts. I was talking to a fellow that was in Belgium in here earlier, and then I didn't do my puzzle. Apparently, on TikTok, if you don't do a puzzle within about an hour, which it wasn't the right timing, but if you don't do the puzzle within about an hour, it'll actually end your live stream. So the guys that are sleeping and stuff like that, they won't be on here wasting everybody's time. So I need to drop some water. You guys are going to be like, what the heck is he doing? But I got to go ahead and do it real quick before I forget. All right, Curtis. Hi, amateur M0 OMT, waving a hand. Hello, hello. Fender Bender waving a hand. Face cams pointed at the ceiling. Yeah, I'll get it back. What up? Thank you. Oh, I killed it. Hang on, I gotta get it come back. Watch this. In. What's up, Robert? Hope you're doing well. Fender Bender out of Kentucky. I didn't say hello to you. I apologize. I unfortunately killed my entire TikTok live, so had to restart my TikTok. So that was unfortunate. All right, so what we're going to do from here, pull it off pretty quickly. We're grilling over here. So flip that booger over, drop some in there. There we go. Covers that material. I need a deeper one. It's over here, actually. This is the one I need, but it's split on me. So I usually will use this one because it goes all the way up in that connection and works and does a good job. But I was in a hurry and I started soon because this live ending flustered me. So I messed up. So I will get another one later. I'll have to make another one, that is. I need to get my 3D printer going. I got a 3D printer. I don't hardly ever use the daggum thing for nothing. Other people make me 3D printed stuff, but I don't make anything myself. Cletus made me this one right here. And then he built that one, and then he cut that, and then another fella 3D printed this and shipped it over to me. So I've got enough 3D printed stuff over here. I might as well start using my 3D printer. I don't know. Never got into it. I bought one, but I never actually started using it. Now, we've got to get the rest of our material, which is all sitting right here. So we got our bullet right here. We're going to open that up. History, geography, and RF, that's it. Well, anything electric as well. There you go. So we're going to hit this thing with vacuum or a blower. All right, I got something that's going to really hurt my pride here in a minute. Mr. Clean, Tennessee, waving a hand. Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to do something just because I can and because I need to know. Can I get this to work? Not deep enough. I gotta get this one fixed. Let me just do this real quick. So I'm gonna wrap this up in a little bit of tape. I don't know how much tape I've got right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I need to do this test because this determines a lot. So I've got this is the only one of these I've got. So it is what it is. Let me get some packing tape right over here if I can figure out where I set it. So we're gonna run a R&D test, somewhat, I guess is what you would call this. This is part of research and development. My tape gun is hiding though currently. I don't know where the heck I put it. I shipped a package the other day and I just have no clue where I put it. So do I have any other tape anywhere? Let me move this out the way. If I can't find it, I'll have to do it later, but I really would like to do this test right now. I could always do this with glue and glue it up. Whatever, let's glue it up. I've got the glue gun, so let's do it. So I'm just going to hot glue it rather than tape it because I don't know where the heck all my tape ran off to. So what we're going to do is not exactly a pressure test, but we're going to do a leak test. We're going to see how this works. Melt it with your torch and weld the crack. I mean, I could. I can do better than that. I can try to hit it with a soldering iron. Oh, I got it off. Whoops. I'm like, why is that? That did not work very well at all. We're 400 degrees, 500 degrees. $700 degrees. No. Didn't work. There's not enough material there. So as I heat it up, it started to bond, but it started pulling itself away from the center. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could. I'm willing to give it a shot while I'm waiting on this heat shrink to heat up anyway. Little mini plastic welder. Let's try it out. Now these are different types of plastic, but we'll see. So you got, hey, we're trying it. I don't care. Don't hurt my feelings to give it a shot. I'm not above it. It's definitely a little hard to get a good camera angle for you guys, though. That's the only thing that I'm trying to do. So we're using plastic as our fill material, like we're using a zip tie, like Grease Monkey said. We're gonna give it a shot, see if this thing will plug up our hole. All right, we focused on our plastic welding over here. There's a hole at the bottom down here. That, I don't know how to explain that, but we're not talking about that. There's a nice big crack in there, though. So we'll see if it holds water. If it don't hold water, I've got my backup plan sitting here getting ready. Looks like it's good enough to hold water. So we will use Grease Monkey. We will give him all the credit for this. I did not come up with this idea on my own. I did Grease Monkeys. Can you roll a 5 to Fender Bender for me? Hi, Stepper 274 saying hello, Fender Bender. He's over on YouTube over here. So now we've got this connection. What I'm doing is I'm doing 2 different leak tests. This is hilarious. So let's line this up. I don't care if it spills. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm just looking in this connection. We'll rotate it around to right here, and all to over there, and all inside there. So leak test worked. It's not a pressure test, but it's a leak. Excuse me, I'm acting like I'm not at a good camera angle. Leak test worked. This is not a pressure test, but it's absolutely a good basically just see if water can penetrate. So now here's the other test. The rest of the test. Take the center conductor. I need to quit. It's dripping in the wrong place. So where's my rag? So out of this connection, let's dry this whole thing up on the bottom. She is holding water, so it's working. So that's just some methodology for me to just make sure that my connection's sealed up and doing what it's supposed to do. Rarely are you ever going to have a pressure test on anything to do with stuff like this. It's just going to be rain. So it's not like we're hurricane force winds and it's jamming every bit of the water up in that connection. We're typically just dealing with like rain coming in sideways and it's just blowing all around, and we just need to make sure this connection stays. Sorry about the high frequencies. Okay. Now, move this over here. See how long that thing goes without leaking. So, I've got some water right here, so I'm just going to grab a rag real quick, just because I can. And I own it. I would normally dump that out on the floor just because it's a concrete floor and I don't really care. But I already spilled a little bit of water earlier and I don't want to have to wait for it all to dry. So, next is going to be cut this open here. I'll zoom out real quick for you guys to see what we're doing. 615 like D9 DL9DU. Marcus waving a hand. Douglas Williams. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. So these two are for some other connections. I built another connector and I need to put that stuff on there. We'll cut that hot glue gun off because we're not going to be using it no more. We never end up using it actually at all. So it was ready. But we'll see how long Grease Monkey's method holds up. I'm kind of curious to try it out for a while. Alright, spider web my stuff. Make a PA with 2879. I do not build any PAs with 2879. I know I can get you in contact with somebody who does. Yes. So I don't. Me, no. Yes, I am an RF supply company, so I can get you the components that you need. So if you want 2879s, I can get you a PA with 2879s. So, hey, appreciate it, man. Everybody's got their knowledge in certain areas. Hey, what is it? High Stepper. Fender Bender said hello back. High Stepper. So, let's put our O-ring on over here. There's the. Might as well stick another card over here that says D-Win's RS Supply on it somewhere. Hang on, let's put it right here. There you go. D-Win's RS Supply, D-Win's RS Supply, D-Win's RS Supply, D-Win. I'm zoomed in on Facebook and YouTube. You guys can't see it as well. But I think TikTok can. No, they can't see it everywhere. Let's get that one over. I was showing off all the different 3D printed stuff people had made for me. Myrtle, thanks for the share on the live. Appreciate you. All right, so this is connected right here. So we've got that connection, and we got our center bullet, which is right here. And that bullet will line up just like that. Bullet is set up. Now we need to mount this flange. So what we're gonna do is get over here. Oh, grab my 1/2-inch hard line right here. I'm gonna zoom out real quick on Facebook again. This is because you guys will probably want to see what we're doing. So this will sit right in here on this flange, right here. Let's see if I can get it to stick. No, I'll take it off for now. It's about to fall. So. There we go. And now I'm not dealing with that right now. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's get some more material. All right. You guys see, you guys can see, and you guys can mostly see, not perfectly. All right, so now this is how this looks and how this is going to work in the end. Something like that would be fine. Poke this through, right, cha. If you guys got questions, like I said, feel free to ask. Ordering some 1 5/8 soon as. Hey, just let me know, man. Ain't no problem. If you want some 1 5/8, I got 1 5/8. I've got it all. We stayed at a hotel one time, and the hotel, literally, the name of the hotel was, or not a hotel, but a, what do you call it? A cabin one time. And the name of the cabin literally was called "We Got It All, Y'all." It had a indoor pool. It had a, what the heck else did it have? It had a home theater. It had a pool table. Had a, like a poker table or whatever and crap like that. And then it had a, I don't remember what else. All kinds of daggum stuff. Stuff everywhere, man. Had a mini golf in the basement. So the indoor pool had mini golf beside it. Like it literally was. It had hot tubs, of course. It was ridiculous. I had it with several other people. I didn't buy it. I didn't rent it myself. That would have been nuts. Some people will do it though. They'll get some crazy extravagant house just because they want to, but not for me. Hope you guys can make it to Gulfport. Gulfport is in 2 weeks. What's up, RF man? Hope you're doing well, man. That's a good handle, a good name right there. RF man. I like that. Reynolds, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you, man. What am I making? I'm making a split feed for a 1/2-inch hardline cable. So this is a termination, basically. This is how you can connect the end of a coax up to a device. So this one specifically is going to be for, let me tighten that up real quick. I got another washer and I can always heat this up back one more time. It don't matter. It'll hold a bit of heat. It'll be all right. I'm not super concerned about it. That's better. So we're gonna add some heat to this real quick and cool it right back off. I need my torch. Thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you. Timberman, appreciate the follow. Albert, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Heck yeah, man. It'd be a pleasure to meet you over there. Hope you guys can make it to Gulfport, Mississippi. That's the next event I'll be at this year. After that, I'll be at the Wolfman event in Carnesville. There's a Wolfman it's a swap meet is what it is. That's going to be the... Gotta be careful over right here. Wonderful. Best case scenario. So now we got to get our water over here. Cool that booger off. All right. Clean up my mess so I don't have to deal with this solder everywhere. Trash. Trash. Okay, so this is how the split feed works. Like I said, I showed it to you guys earlier, but this is for a bolted connection whenever you're doing a termination on a wire. So that's how it will end up setting up. So this is, I don't like how bright that is, so let's drop the brightness down just a smidge so you guys can see better. But that's how it sets up. It'll bolt on connection here, bolt on a connection here. If you got a gamma, if you got a hairpin, if you got a direct feed, doesn't matter. It'll connect on each one of them. So copy the big boy pill. Yeah, I had a customer. Not a customer, but I don't know, supporter sent me that. So that was really nice of him. He liked what I did and liked what I do as a company and sent me that piece right there. So anybody wants one, I tagged him on this page right here, and I tagged him whenever I received the device. So, or the wall art is what it is. So whenever I received it, I tagged him so you guys can go back and check back there and message him for your own if you want one of those. So, all right, that just holds this in a good place and I don't have to worry about it moving around. We'll be all good. That is pretty much it for the evening for now. I've got to, like I said, finish up. Oh, I'm finishing up this 1/2-inch harness right here. Then I got these bird meters to finish up. Then I've got RG400, more RG400, more RG400, more RG400, and then more RG400 to do. And then after that, I've got to do some 1/2-inch flex and other stuff. If you guys want anything, I have RF equipment, so I have pills or tubes. It depends on what you're looking for. We got it all. So I've got the digital bird meters also, if you guys want something like that. But hey, awesome! Thanks for being in the fan club. I don't know exactly what the fan club is, but I do appreciate you being in it. But let's bump up here. Actually, let's just zoom out so I can tell you guys. I try to take the opportunity and the time to tell you guys every single time. Absolutely, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching the live. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out these videos. Thanks for being a part of this. You guys are awesome. I apologize to the guys who missed the other live because it cut off, so I'm sorry. But thank you, thank you. I will see you guys on Thursday. I'll be back live on Thursday, and we'll do some more of this stuff. So appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening, and I will catch you guys later. If you guys got questions, feel free to message me anytime. Some of this, yeah, they are actually. One of them, I'm not really trying to spread somebody else's business, but I assume he's probably telling people if you're asking about that. So yes, I'm gonna push the little fancy button, and you guys will see the ending screen. So I'll see you guys later. You'll have a great evening. So I get to show you guys the fancy stuff on Facebook and TikTok, on Facebook and YouTube. All right, I'm out of here. See you guys. I got plenty more to do, but I'm out of time. See y'all.